Just another day on the Deschutes River trying to figure out how to get one of these steelhead to get landed because I've hooked several of them this year. I just haven't landed any of them. We're going to start out with the bead this morning. See if we can't pick up something on a bead to start us off. We're going to start in close, work ourselves further and further out there, and hopefully, we're going to hook up with something. You never know. I mean, that's fishing for you. You just never know. So, yeah, we're here. Back on the only river for steelhead fishing in Central Oregon, anyways. Throwing it out there, drifting it in, and seeing what happens. Hopefully, we're gonna get a good one today. This won't be the only spot we fish today. We'll fish other spots down here, but this is gonna be the focal for now. This spot right here. Throw out there, drift down in there, and see what happens, you guys. Hopefully we're gonna hook a trout, steelhead, whitefish, anything, I hope. You just never know. People are asking me, have I caught any fish yet this year? I've hooked plenty of them, I haven't landed any of them. Kind of the way it goes. So, this time of year when the fishing is like this, when it gets slow like that, the views generally generally drop because you're doing more fishing than you are catching, but not every species is going to be catching. And steelhead just are one of those ones that just does not cooperate like most other species can. Unless you just get into a really good, bite. In which case we could very well do that. I've done that before. But it's fishing and not catching, so we'll see what happens, you guys. There are a lot of fish in the river. Part of the problem might be is I'm not covering enough water. But one thing I know is the stretch that I fish, there's fish there. So largemouth bass, what's going on? Yeah, it's definitely getting cold in Oregon too. Definitely getting cold. That's why I'm fishing for the steelhead right now, because they like that coldness. Yep, they like that coldness. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Don't know if it's going to happen, but we're trying. We're trying. We're going to start out throwing bead through here. What's going on? What's going on? Josh of all trades, what's going on, man? Throw bead through here, then we're going to throw some spinners through. Maybe a spinner or two, or a spoon. And then we'll move on after we throw those things through there. Yeah, I've had some coffee this morning. The rest of us in the car getting cold while I sit here and try and catch a fish for you guys. Don't know if it'll happen, but you know me, I'm going to raise as much cane with the fish as possible. Well, Florida's, you're what, 3 hours ahead of us, I think, over there in Florida. So yeah, you've probably been up a few hours before I have. These steelhead are no joke, man. They can be a fish of 1,000 to 10,000 casts, for sure. But nothing to mess with, I'm telling you guys. My last video, I hooked a couple fish, but didn't land nothing. They were probably just whitefish, though, I'm sure of it. Come on, fish. These nice folks want to see a steelhead for once. It is a beautiful morning, so basically what I'm doing is I'm throwing a bead out there with a slinky, about a, I don't know, 12 to 18 inch leader, bouncing a bead through there. So those beads are supposed to look like an egg. There goes Hollywood! There goes Hollywood. Cruising by, honking the horn across the river. Y'all say hi to Hollywood. Hollywood's the Warm Springs native from Oregon. Right over there is the reservation. I live there on that reservation too, so. We got the 3 tribes, the Warm Springs, Wasco, and Paiute. Give a shout out to my Warm Springs family over there. Sure, just know that they're awake if I'm awake. If I'm asleep, they're asleep. If I'm awake, they're awake. I thought I'd just throw a bead a little bit this morning, not too much. I don't think I'm gonna switch out to a spinner or spoon here pretty quick. I feel like I'll have more luck off of a spinner or a spoon, maybe a jig and a bobber. I don't know. Time to switch rigs, I think. Maybe 2 more casts with the bead. I'll show you the bead again. I think I showed it at the beginning of the live stream, but we'll go ahead and show you guys the bead again in the slinky. So there's a slinky. It's just a parachute cord with some beads in there, some weight beads with a fluorocarbon leader. And we got this plastic bead, and then about 3 inches below it, it's got a hook, a size 8 hook. Some would go bigger, some would go smaller. It's preference. I prefer a medium-sized hook over a big hook or a small hook. So there you guys go. And yeah, just throwing it out there, drifting along the bottom. Hopefully, fish will think that it's a egg and will want to eat it because it looks like food, I hope. A lot of steelhead fishermen and salmon fishermen will use a bead like that to catch them, but I do catch fish off a bead, but I don't fish it a whole lot. It's not my favorite way to fish. My favorite way to fish is hardware, spoons and spinners, and then next, well, it's probably a toss up between spoons and spinners and jigs, because I like throwing jigs a lot. There's generally 2 things I'm gonna throw a lot. One's gonna be a jig, and the other one's gonna be a spoon or a spinner. So you guys, don't take a whole long time to drift through here. It only takes about a minute for each drift, so don't take very long to drift at all. I just like to drift that bead in front of a fish that wants to eat it, or lure, or a jig. I may end up doing a like 5 or 6 part series of how to for different riggings. just to show you guys all the different styles of steelhead fishing I do. Would you guys like that? Comment in below. I've also got to do a rod. I've been meaning to do a rod, some kind of a rod thing for different types of fishing, like kokanee fishing, steelhead fishing, salmon fishing, bass fishing, whatever be the case. Because I have had questions on preferences for rods for different types of fishing, so that might be something coming in the future, y'all. This steelhead fishing I probably will do, just because I do so much of it this time of year. But you know, those how-to videos or selections or reviews or whatever you want to call them, generally don't do too good on the channel anyways. So that's kind of why I don't do it a whole lot, because they just don't do as well as other videos. And that cast I just probably shouldn't have made right there. So y'all comment in the video what you guys would like to see, or in the description, or comment whatever what you guys might like to see. I might end up doing some winter bass fishing this year. I generally skip the bass fishing during the winter time just because it's harder to get them to bite. You can get them to bite though, so I might do a winter bass fishing. I don't know. It's where you got to really slow it down, take out the drop shot, keep your bait close to the bottom because they're hunkered in for whatever reason. So for all you faithful watchers of the steelhead extravaganza of 50 million casts before you land one, thank you guys for hanging in there. I know it's nothing like crappie fishing or trout fishing where it's a lot more bites and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys that stick in there and watch these live streams and videos that I'm putting out. Appreciate that. All right, switch to spoon. The stilly. Check the hook, make sure it's sharp, because we're constantly running into rocks and trees and everything else out there. So we just want to make sure that once we get that bite, we're going to be able to get a good hook set and stay pinned, you know. So we always got to check to make sure that the hook is sharp. And that's what you guys come to see, is that pretty little river out there. You guys didn't come to watch me, you come to watch that little river. You never know what you're going to get on a day. I mean, the thing that's frustrating at this point is I've hooked enough steelhead and lost enough of them to know that I need to land one. I have landed some nice trout and stuff like that, but the steelhead have been very elusive. So it can be very frustrating for people to watch live stream after live stream of trying to get a steelhead, and they're just not cooperating. So that's why I appreciate everybody who just kind of stays in there with me and keeps on hoping I reel in one. And I will eventually. I generally do land a few of them throughout the year, or throughout the last 3 months out of the year, or 4 months out of the year. John Bull, how you doing? Nah, fishing for steelhead today. Basically an oversized trout, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a game of patience, for sure. Thank you, I appreciate that, John. Grumpy Bassin, what's going on? I ain't seen you in a minute. How are you? It is a good morning indeed. It is a good morning indeed. Any day I'm above ground, that's a good morning. I would sing a song, but y'all wouldn't want to hear it anyway, so I'll keep my mouth shut at this point for a song anyways. Haha. Right back at you, man. Right back at you. Waiting for the boss to show up, huh? Yeah, Grumpy Bass. I've been thinking about doing this winter, I'm thinking about doing a couple bass videos, see if I can't catch a bass in the freezing cold. Any bass fisherman knows that if you're fishing in the winter time,